people are not just tired today, they are lost. And the strange part is, most people do not even know why. They wake up, they check their phone, they go to work, they come home, they scroll, they sleep, and then they do it all again, day after day, week after week, year after year. And somewhere in the middle of all that, something starts to disappear. Their energy, their focus, their excitement, their direction, and slowly, their sense of self. That is why so many people feel lost today. Not because they are weak, not because they are lazy, but because modern life is full of noise and almost no meaning. There is always something happening, always a new video, a new trend, a new opinion, a new problem, a new distraction, and your mind never gets a real break. It keeps moving, but it does not feel like progress. It just feels like pressure. That is the trap. Many people look busy, but inside, they feel empty. They are doing things all day, but they do not feel connected to what they are doing. And after enough time, life starts to feel automatic, like you are living, but not really alive. That feeling is becoming normal now, and that is dangerous. Because when people feel lost for too long, they stop asking real questions. They stop asking, what do I actually want? What kind of life do I want to build? Who am I becoming? Instead, they just keep moving with the crowd, and the crowd is usually confused too. That is the strange thing about modern life. Millions of people are following each other, but nobody really knows where they are going. Everyone looks connected, but many people feel deeply alone. Everyone has more information, but less clarity. Everyone has more entertainment, but less peace. Everyone is online, but many people feel disconnected from real life. And over time, this starts to damage people in quiet ways. They compare themselves more. They doubt themselves more. They feel behind. They feel late. They feel like other people understand life better than they do. But most of the time, that is not true. A lot of people are just hiding their confusion better. That is all. Because behind the polished photos, the perfect videos, the fake confidence, many people are just as lost as you. They're just better at pretending, and that pretending is exhausting. That is why so many people feel mentally tired now. Not just physically tired, mentally tired, emotionally tired, spiritually tired. Because modern life keeps pulling attention away from the things that actually matter. Quiet, reflection, purpose, real connection, real growth, real peace. And without those things, people slowly begin to feel like strangers to themselves. That is the real problem. Not just being busy, not just being distracted, but becoming so disconnected that you forget who you are. And once that happens, even simple life starts to feel heavy. Even normal days feel confusing. Even small decisions feel overwhelming. That is what being lost really feels like. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is quiet. Sometimes it just feels like this. You keep going, but you do not know why anymore. And maybe that is the real reason so many people feel broken today. Because they were never given time to slow down and ask, what kind of life actually feels right for me? Not what looks impressive, not what gets likes, not what other people expect, but what feels real. That question matters more than people think. Because the truth is, you do not find yourself by following noise. You find yourself by stepping away from it. And that is something modern life makes very hard, but not impossible, because even in a noisy world, you can still choose to become clear again. You can still stop. You can still think. You can still rebuild your mind. You can still become someone who lives with intention instead of someone who only reacts. And maybe that is where real life begins again, not when everything around you changes.
Why do you look so tired?
But when you finally stop living on autopilot and start paying attention to your own life again, that might be the first real step to not feeling lost anymore.